bringing in a spiritual element to your life, whether that's religion, spirituality, any type of the religion which you choose to sort of identify, there's definitely an element of letting maybe a higher power in, or accepting that maybe there is a higher power. So there's definitely a spiritual side of it, religious side of it, friends, family that are always there to support you. People do self-isolate as well. This is the issue both with hyper-independence and the world we live in. We are taught that independence is admirable, but hyper-independence is arguably not. You know, it's that double-edged sword of sometimes what's good for you can also be bad for you. It's good to be independent. It's good to not rely on other people. It's good to be self-sufficient and self-confident. But if that is at the detriment of allowing people into your life, allowing connections to flourish, allowing growth to happen, it's likely not a great jumping off point. You know, like, community is not weakness, it's survival encoded into human biology, really. So, from a mental health perspective, you know, the strong one, quote unquote, archetype is, again, arguably something that we have been told to strive towards. And I know men have been encouraged, you know, men don't speak about their emotions. Men are hyper independent, and that's what a strong man is. Whereas vulnerability is a strength. You know, that took me ages to understand that as a child. You know, experts suggest that asking for help is an act of bravery and self-care, not weakness. Holding everything inside can lead to emotional exhaustion and physical symptoms like tension, insomnia, anxiety. So yeah, do you see vulnerability as a strength?
Gotta be careful what I say. I see vulnerability as a sign of weakness when it comes to achieving a goal. At the same time, as you said, asking for help and being brave enough to go and seek out the answers that you need, I see as a strength.
So maybe I need to reframe the question for you. Do you see asking for help as a weakness or as a strength?
That's a strength for sure. Like getting, it's the I happen to life rather than life happens to me sort of mentality. If you're letting whatever problem you're facing happen to you rather than you making active strides to achieving it, then I would say you're being vulnerable, and it's not a strength because you're letting things just push you around, and that's not how you're going to make any waves. Whereas if you're actively asking for help, finding the answers, and actively striving towards something, you're in the power position. But when the problem is just, there's a problem, then there's another problem, then your views are down, and then you click through it's low, and then like you don't get paid any money, it's like, well, I don't know what to do, I'm just going to stop making videos for a week, and maybe that'll, like, no, just stop, you know? You need, just happen to life. That's
happen to life. Take a little bit of ownership, but understand that people are there to assist. It's okay to ask for help, and it's actually quite brave and admirable.
And ask the stupid questions, because quite often you don't need to worry about what the question is going to be, because all, like, when I was at LiveCon, there was people talking about loads of stuff, and there was an assumption that you would know about all the different streaming code type. Like, I don't really know what it is. I did ask, so a lot of things then fell into place because I had that extra understanding. But there's like different types of streaming where you've got RMPNT or something or other, then you've got SRT, and then you've got all these different types of streaming encoders, and that I had no idea what that was on about, but everyone was like nodding, going, yeah, that's really good. Oh, you've created new architecture for SRT. Yeah. I was like, no idea. I'm just going to put my hand up in front of 200 people and just... And then after I asked it, a few people were like, oh, thank you so much for doing that, because I had no idea what they were talking about. But once you ask the question, you understand some sort of idea on what the conversation is, then you can participate.
Yeah.
And then all the other things I was saying started to make sense. I was like, oh, that would make sense now, because and then you can start to attach other ideas. So just asking one seemingly stupid question isn't just answering that question, it's answering all the future questions you would have related to that thing, because you didn't have the fundamental understanding.
It's better to be a fool for 5 minutes than it is to just never ask a question and to just never grasp that level of understanding.
Yeah. Stupidity for 5 minutes better than ignorance for life.
100%. Completely agree there. Yeah, it's better to look like the fool and ask the quote-unquote dumb question. It's definitely better to that because you're going to gain so much more. And like you say, there's chances are if you ask a dumb question, there's other people that were also thinking that same question that likely didn't have the bravery to ask.
Yeah. It's like charity, you asking questions in front of other people, because you're giving them the answers that they wouldn't have otherwise had. There you go.
Yeah.
Information charity.
Information charity indeed. Yeah. Not meant to carry everything else alone or everything alone. More sort of tangible things as well is just delegating tasks as well. So if it's, say, you're someone that's employed and you're feeling like life is too much or you're in a management position, you need help, delegate to people. You know, reach out to those that are there to support you. Allow them to support you, and also it gives you the opportunity to grow because you've asked or wanted to delegate, and it also gives them the opportunity because you've given them the space to progress as a person.
Yeah.
So when it comes to leaning on other people, it is daunting, it is scary, but it's okay, and it's actually quite healthy. And again, we are social creatures. It is legitimately in our DNA. The majority of loneliness and desire to be alone in modern society is manufactured by the system we live in and by doing things alone, which is admirable to be independent, but we are social creatures. Do not be afraid to ask or connect with people. You know, share some of the burdens that are on your mind. Open up to those closest to you. And honestly, I reckon people's life will expand and become greater and stronger for that reason.
Absolutely.
You know, strength, it's got one here. Strength is not self-sufficiency, it's knowing when to lean. So there's definitely strength in being self-sufficient, but it's also knowing when to ask for help, which is really important. Do you carry everything alone?
No.
No?
I share my burden with my girlfriend.
Lucky her.
Yep. And she's usually blissfully unaware of its impact on life in general. So
isn't that so interesting?
It's just
sometimes people don't understand the depth of help they've given someone.
Yeah.
You know, you just asking for help might seem small and insignificant to her, but actually it's had a profound impact for you.
Yep.
I was definitely leaning into hyper independence, and the ironic thing is I was never aware of it. It was when I was in therapy, I was talking, and however many sessions in, I don't know, he went, "Do you think you're independent?" I went, "No." And he went, "I would counter that and say you're hyper independent." I went, "Oh, wonderful." So yeah, I would definitely created a space where I didn't feel like I could ask or feel like I could invite support into my life, which I'm working on now, trying to get better at. Constant battle.
I think you're doing pretty well.
Getting better.
You're very socially connected, and I don't imagine you have many surface... Well, I think you do have a lot of surface level relationships, but I think you've got a lot of deep relationships as well.
Yes, I do have a lot of deep relationships. I was having a discussion with some of the friends I saw up in Liverpool where they were like, "I can't imagine you don't have deep conversations with people, Connor, at any level." And I was like, yes, I am that friend that people come to have deep conversations. It's generally tiring, but I love it. No, I do really love it. I'm really grateful for that, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
No, it's good to be able to understand on another level. It actually feels like you're doing something, you know, other than just, how was your coffee?
Yeah, for sure. And like you say, it's being the fool of asking what feels like a dumb question, but actually that person might want to really connect and have someone to just listen to.
Yeah.
We've covered some really great ones today, man.
We have.
Discomfort is not the enemy, avoidance is. You were never meant to live this fast. You are not meant to carry everything alone. Which one jumped out at you?
The first one was so good.
Discomfort is not the enemy, avoidance is. I loved that, man. That was such a good discussion. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Beneficial as well.
Who would believe it? That we're actually being beneficial. I've written down my word.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guess it?
Piranha.
No. That would have made sense.
It would have. What did you write?
Ear.
Oh, okay.